Hi, this is Caesar. Some days ago I made a statement about synchronicity and connection, and somebody asked me a very good question, and I thought it deserves a little bit of a more detailed answer than just a couple of lines. And the question that I was asked is, what if synchronicity is an illusion of randomness that our brain attaches meaning to, like how our minds find meaningful shapes, such as faces in the randomness of clouds? That was the question. Now, I'm not sure about the shapes of faces in the randomness of clouds, if that's really synchronicity, but we all had situations when, you're thinking of somebody and all of a sudden that somebody calls, or you hear some information about them, or maybe you're connected with somebody, let's say with your partner, with your spouse, or maybe with a client, and all of a sudden you're thinking the same things and you're having the same thoughts and you feel that connection between you. So this is the kind of synchronicity and this is the kind of connection that I'm referring to. And I'd like to specify, to be clear from the beginning, I don't know. I'm not holding any truth. I don't know if that synchronicity exists or if this connection really exists. I don't know. What I do know is that we all have beliefs about things. What the thinker thinks, the prover proves, and we collect proofs about what we want to believe, what we decided that we want to believe. And I choose to believe that we are connected because it serves me better in the way I want to create my reality. I want to shape my life. And in this respect, I'm collecting proofs to build up this belief, to build up this evidence. And if you come to think of it, for just a moment, we all know we are built out of atoms. At least this is the model. We are built out of atoms. And we also know that atoms are some systems. If you were to think about that classical system, there are some systems where pretty much scattered and spread, thousands of times more spread than the solar system, which is already spread as it is. So if you were to shrink, just imagine that you have the size, that you are the size of an electron, and if you were to fly to somebody's skin and just watch that person's skin from that perspective, you'll notice more space than particles. It would be actually pretty difficult for you to point where actually that person ends and where the space around that person actually begins. So that comes to reason to say actually that we as persons, as human beings and all things around us are actually built more of space than particles. We are more space than particles, and the space which is within us, it is also the same as the space which is around us. So again, it's reasonable to say that it is one space within particles manifest. And I'm not even mentioning the quantum theory where actually the particles are not even particles, they are only probability of particles, and they come into existence when the awareness of some conscious drops upon them. But that aside, considering that we are actually space, and we are built of the same space, we have inside the same space that the next person has, again it comes to reason, it comes reasonable to say that a vibration in that space will travel from one point to another. And when I say vibration, I'm thinking that, sound, of course, but even the vibration of a thought, or the vibration of an intention, anything like that, will travel from one person to another. And when those two persons are really present in the moment, that makes it possible for them to become aware of that vibration, because that vibration, those vibrations exist probably all around us, but we don't pay attention to them. But when we stop for a moment, slow down our movie, and just pay attention, we might just become aware of the multitude of vibration which exists around us. So indeed, we can choose to think of those random acts as coincidences. And we can really think that, hey, I thought about Jimmy and Jimmy called me, yeah, that just happens. However, if you start to be bothered by the fact that those coincidences keep repeating, because you see, a coincidence actually means an incidence which repeats twice. That's a coincidence. And if you start to be bothered by the fact that actually those acts of randomness repeat more than twice, then probably the model of just coincidence maybe is not working that good. And maybe a richer model where actually we would be connected through the space among us, probably they're going to offer you a better perspective. But again, I want to conclude with the fact that I don't know if this is the truth, and I'm not pretending that I know that this is the truth. I'm only saying that this is the belief that I choose to have because it serves me better. I like it better. I hope that helps. If you have any comments about that, let me know. Thank you.